welcome to my backyard. Good morning, everyone. Day 2 of morning tea with Miss Lucas. Today I've got some chai tea brewing. I think a lot of you have smelled this before in my room, especially in the fall. I like to drink it because it has lots of spices in it. It smells like a holiday. It's delicious. My favorite brand, can't really read it from here, but it's Stash tea. The spices are just especially strong, so I really like it. And I've also got a guest oatmeal raisin cookie with me today. I baked them last night and they are very delicious. So if you're interested in making this kind of cookie, which by the way is my first time making these, very easy, and you probably have all the ingredients in your cabinets already. So if you want, I can share that recipe. It's a little chilly out right now. I'm in Roanoke, obviously. But it kind of feels nice to be outside in the cool air. Makes my warm tea even that much more comforting. So what I wanted to do today is share a little bit of yoga that I like doing, just super easy, simple stuff that pretty much anyone can do, and read you another poem, because I'm an English teacher, and I gotta. That's pretty much it. I don't know what tomorrow's video will hold, we'll see. Alright, but for today, we're gonna do a little movement, and I've got this little blanket. They call it a yoga blanket. A blanket's a blanket. You could use a towel, a little pillow, whatever you want. I recommend having something underneath you as you sit cross-legged, because a lot of times, I'll show you this way, when we sit cross-legged, our hips turn up like this, because when we sit a lot, these muscles in front of our hips get really short and tight, and so it pulls our hip bowl kind of like to scoop up, and then we hunch and it's hard to have good posture. But when you have a little lift, like a blanket, under your butt, it's easier for your pelvis to tilt back a little bit and allow your chest to be open and your posture to be good. So I recommend sitting on something. If you don't do a lot of stretching, you almost definitely need it. If sitting cross-legged is uncomfortable for you because of a knee injury or any other reason, you can also just sit like this or on your heels too. If your quads are really tight, sometimes it can be hard to sit like this. Alright, so however you are sitting, you will be able to participate in the following. So what we're going to do is just going to take a few relaxing breaths. There's a lot of birds and traffic in the distance around me, and I just kind of want to take a second to tune all of those distractions out. So I'm going to close my eyes, taking a breath and letting it out. I'm trying to sit in a way where I don't feel like I'm clenching any of my muscles. I'm trying to just let my body sit on my skeleton so my muscles can relax. I'm breathing in gently through my nose and out through my nose. I'm just going to pay attention to physical sensations that I'm experiencing. I can feel the cool breeze. It's very soft, moving over my hands and my face, moving a little bit of the hair at the back of my neck. Even in this position, I can feel that my hips are tight and they want to loosen, they want to relax more. The rhythm of my breath is very relaxing. I'm just going to follow my breath for another 15 more seconds. I'm going to slowly open my eyes. I already feel more relaxed and calm. Not that it's been a very difficult day so far, but there's a lot going on in the world and it's hard to tune it out. Alright, now we're going to do a little movement with our breath. And the first time I did this, it felt really dumb. And it might feel dumb for you, but I encourage you to do it anyway. Just, if you're in your room by yourself especially, there's no one even there to judge you. Don't be that person judging yourself, just go with it. So have your arms rest at your sides, and we're going to raise our arms on an inhale. Look up through your hands. I know you can't see my hands in the video. And then exhale. Inhale. Pause. And exhale. And we're going to keep moving through this. Keep breathing as you move your arms. You can move at your own pace if your breath is faster or slower than mine today. And remember that your breath is the strongest connection you have between your mind and your body. Inhale. And when we connect our breath to physical movements, we strengthen that connection even further. All right, one more time, palms facing up. Inhale. Pause. Let the heat build. And then exhale, palms facing down. All right, if your posture has slumped a little bit, remember to sit up tall with a proud chest. So we are just going to do some side bending. So your spine can move in 6 different ways. It can move forward and back. It can move side to side, and then it can twist. And we're going to try and get to all of those. So put your left, I'm not sure if it looks the opposite way, but I'm putting my right hand on the ground. And you can take your left palm up on the inhale. And then on the exhale, gently support your weight in this hand that's on the ground. And let the hand that's overhead just arch gently. Maybe look up if that's comfortable. And feel these muscles all down your side really stretch. It's not about crunching down on the side that's close to the ground. It's about really pushing your ribs up into this side that's facing the sky. Really stretch that side. Doesn't matter how close you can get to the ground. If your hip feels like it's starting to come off the ground like this, then you've gone too far. Keep both your hips on the ground. And inhale, come up. Once more, same side, just go a little bit deeper if you can. Especially if you live a mostly sedentary lifestyle, this spinal movement is probably the one you do the least. So you might hopefully feel really nice, and come up. And exhale, a really nice opening in that side. And now we're going to do it on the other side. So whatever hand was on the ground before, put the other one down. Raise the free arm up towards the sky on an inhale. And exhale as you lean. Maybe look up. Ooh. My right side is always a lot more tight than my left. And you'll probably find that to be true. There's always one side of your body, whether it's in your legs, your hips, your back, your sides, it's always something that's a little different on one side than another. Try to relax your shoulders away from your ears. Don't hunch them up like this, just relax them down. Inhale for a moment. back down for a little more. Whenever you're doing yoga, if your breathing is difficult to do, back off. So right now, my arm is kind of feeling tired. I'm just going to come up a little bit so my breath can remain slow and even. And come up and exhale the arm down. Roll the shoulders out a few times. Just kind of making this up as I go. Just doing what feels good for me today. Hopefully it feels good for you too. Alright, now we're going to do a very simple twist. So all you're going to do is take, this is my right hand, and I'm going to put it on my left knee, so opposite knee. And I'm going to take this hand and just prop it on the ground behind me. I'm not putting it too far back because I don't want to lean back. And I'm not getting it too close because I don't want to have to hunch. I want to have a tall spine, a nice grip on my knee with the opposite hand. And then inhale, grow tall, and then exhale and twist. Now if you want to intensify the twist, you could take your arm, put the back of the forearm to that leg and push a little more. That might feel great. You might just want to sit here. If you haven't done any exercise today or much movement, you're probably not very warmed up, so I would encourage you just to be gentle with yourself at this point. Two more breaths here. Imagine with each breath, you grow a little taller on the inhale, and on the exhale, you twist just a tiny bit further. Inhale, and exhale, come back to center. Maybe reset your spine. Something I like to do a lot is I kind of think of SpongeBob. I don't know what episode this is, but he's like, bring it around time, and he's like going crazy like this, but his legs get really long. But this is a great way to stretch the muscles that basically connect your torso to your hips. And it could be a nice spinal reset. Keep your spine straight if your chest is open, rather than hunching like this. You want to always stay tall as much as you can in yoga. Alright, other side with the twist. I'm using my left hand now, opposite knee, right hand behind me. I grow tall. Inhale, and exhale, twist. Yes, that feels really good. Just a simple movement can do a lot. Remember, think of growing longer in your spine. And if you feel comfortable, you can twist a little further with each exhale. About 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Alright, the next 2 poses are going to be laying down. So we've already done side to side, twist, twist with our spine, and now we have forward and back. So I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. And I'm going to have a sip of my tea because it's chilly out here and I want something warm in my hands. Alright, the next 2 are super easy. We're pretty much just going to be laying around. So the next one is called Sphinx pose. And basically you lay on your belly. And you put your forearms your elbows under your shoulders and your forearms flat on the ground. And you want to feel like you're pressing your hands into the ground and like you're pulling yourself forward. And this will open up the front of your chest. And it's a great, very gentle way to do a back bend, which is really about opening the front of your body. Don't crank your neck upwards like this. Keep your gaze forward or down between your hands so that your neck stays a little more neutral. This is not about stretching your neck. It's about your cervical spine. I think that's what it's called, which is in your chest, basically. Make sure your shoulders are not hunched up to your ears. You want them down, away from your neck. Two more breaths here. Alright, now push yourself up and sit on your knees, and we're going to come into a child's pose. It is basically you sit like this, and you can do this if you need to with your on your toes. Basically, I like to have my feet flat. That stretches out the front of my ankles. It feels pretty great. And then you just reach your arms forward like you're bowing down, essentially. And this is a very gentle forward bend. So we just had our back arch like this, and now we're gonna round it out to balance out the movement we just did. And let your head relax and keep your arms active, but don't stress and clench. Just keep them straight. This is a great pose to pay attention to your breath and try to notice how your breathing will stretch out your ribs while you're in this position. So while you're in child's pose, allow your breath to deepen and feel the sensation in your back and in your sides and around your rib cage. About 2 more breaths. And slowly come up. Alright, I'm gonna get my blanket back. Okay. So that is all the yoga movement stuff I'm gonna do. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video to Yoga with Adriene. She's on YouTube. Her videos are free. She is great if you're interested in trying yoga or you just want some free yoga to do at home, since I know most of you aren't really going out or going to the gym. Yeah, so that's there for you if you want to do more yoga with someone who is an actual yoga teacher rather than just me who's putzing around. Alright, last thing I want to share with you. Oh my gosh, 20 minutes. I don't know how these videos get so long. Obviously I just talk too much, but this is a book called Fall Higher by Dean Young. It's another poetry book. He does a great job of using rhymes and consonant sounds with just a lot of tension and interesting combinations. I feel like if you like rap, you would like his poetry. because the words he uses are very clever and just sound really cool together. But I don't listen to rap, so I might be wrong about that. Alright, so there's this poem that I want to read called Dragonfly. But there's... Listen to this part of another poem. Can't you feel it coming like the rumble of a delivery truck blocks off, or an earthquake not after but before shock, cats' ears cocked, snakes leaving their holes? So cool. Alright, but that was another poem. This one is called Dragonfly. Whatever you start out as, you end up as something else. The process lurches, jumps, stalls, but maybe there's balance in the ravage, the invisible origins of music. The left hand is thousands of years older than the right. That's why most people still don't know how to use it, although you'd think the opposite true if you didn't know people lasted a second. So what? Sugar on one side, acid on the other. Just as the couple moves out of the house they've lived in for years, the pear trees he planted bloom for the first time, but someone else moves in. And suppose they cut down those trees for a crappy prefab gazebo, so what? A wobbly, starving dog trots along the freeway. A girl stretches a hatchling back into the nest but drops it. The boy in crisp white short sleeves and drab ties try to convert the runaway Hare Krishnas who try to chant them into being, the friendliest people in the world and utterly mad. How's that puzzle coming? Sure is a lot of sky. Remember when the college donated the marching band's old uniforms to the shelter? For a while, the schizo spare changers and filthy sleepers on steam grates in vermilion waistcoats with 2 rows of golden buttons, epaulets, and tails. I don't think suffering is necessary for beauty like my mother did, but she won the argument. Lorca, I'd plead. Lorca, she'd rest her case. Debussy? Debussy. So that's the bargain? With bricks, someone somehow builds a waterfall. The guy who hoses the slaughterhouse floor comes home and makes angels out of toothpicks. I've lost so much tackle in this stream, you'd think I'd give up. And to me, the poem is called Dragonfly. Wow, I don't know if the birds are really loud in this video, but they are really going at it right now. A dragonfly lives for like 24 hours or something crazy like that. Like, they've got an extremely short lifespan. And I think in this poem he has a lot of examples of things in life that are unfortunate, like the girl who's trying to put a little baby bird back in the nest and drops it, a starving dog on the freeway. You plant a pear tree and it doesn't give fruit until the second you move out. Like, these things just happen in life. And then the last line he says, I've lost so much tackle in this stream, you'd think I'd give up. And tackle is fishing gear, so he's thinking that he's lost all his fishing gear in a stream. You'd think he would have given up by now. And I kind of think that's a metaphor for living life, and maybe you have bad luck with your fishing and you're losing things that were important to you, but the point at the end is that there's hope. At the end of the poem, despite things in life being unfortunate and like experiencing loss, he doesn't give up. And I think that is a great message for anyone and everyone. Alright, friends, this video is way too long. I miss you all. I hope you're having a good week. A weird week, but a good week. Reach out to me if you need anything. For all of my English students, you guys have 2 assignments that are due on Sunday night. I'm happy to answer any questions if you guys are confused and need some assistance. I'm also looking to do a virtual classroom next week, so stay tuned for that. Alright, love you guys. Bye.